I am Julian Olantaka.
My name is Aliyah Ygonia.
I am Idressa May Mundilla, and today we will tackle about the optical art.
Introduction. Optical art, often abbreviated as op art, is a captivating style of visual art that leverages optical illusions to create dynamic and mesmerizing effects. By manipulating shapes, colors, and patterns, op artists aim to stimulate the viewer's visual perception and evoke sensations of movement, depth, or even hidden imagery. Op art, also known as optical art, is a class of art that uses illusions to create images that seem to move or glow. They use lines, curves, and colors to confuse your eyes. Characteristics: geometric abstraction. Op art primarily relies on geometric shapes and patterns such as lines, curves, and grids. Op art mostly uses simple shapes like lines, curves, squares to create illusions. Optical illusions. Artists employ various techniques to create optical illusions. Op art artists use variety of techniques to create illusions. Moiré patterns. Overlapping patterns that produce shimmering. Moiré patterns. Overlapping patterns create a glowing effect. Forced perspective. Manipulated perspective to create the illusion of depth or distortion. Forced perspective. Manipulating of perspective to create the illusion of 50 or distortion. Color contrast. Using contrasting colors to create visual tension and movement. Color contrast. Use of contrasting colors to create visual tension and movement. Pattern repetition. Repeating patterns to create hypnotic and rhythmic effects. Emphasis on perception of art is less about creating a realistic representation of the world and more about exploring limits of human perception. Pioneering of artist Victor Vasarely, often hailed as the father of OPR. Vasarely works feature bold geometric patterns and vibrant colors. Bridget Riley, renowned for her black and white works that create the illusion of movement and depth. Bridget Riley, known for her black and white works that create illusion of movement and shifting. Jesus Rafael Soto, a Venezuelan artist who explored kinetic and optical effects, often using transparent materials. Yaakov Agan, an Israeli artist who created works that change appearance depending on the viewer's perspective. The impact of op art. Op art works are abstract with many better known pieces created in black and white. Typically, they give the viewer the impression of movement, hidden images, flashing and vibrating patterns, or swelling or grabbing. Op art is abstract. Many of the famous works are done in black and white. Often, it gives the viewers the impression of movement, hidden images, shimmering and vibrating patterns, or expanding or curving. Illusionism, focused on the perception of extended space within a flat picture, is found from the earliest points of art history. However, the antecedents of op art in terms of graphic effects and concern for exotic optical illusions can be tracked back to Neo-Impressionism, Cubism, Futurism, Constructivism, and Dada. The Divisionists, a group of Neo-Impressionist painters, attempted to increase the apparent luminosity of their paintings through recourse to optics and optical illusions. The Divisionists, a group of Neo-Impression painters, tried to dazzle their paintings by using the science of color and illusions. Laszlo Moholy never pursued photographic op art and taught the subject in the Bauhaus. One of his lessons consisted of making his students produce holes and cards and and then photographing them. Trivia. Bridget Relay, epilepsy trigger her 1960 painting current caused seizures due to its intense visual effects.
So optical art, also known as OP art, is a movement that emphasized in the 1950s and gained popularity in the 1960s, and it emphasizes visual illusions, geometric patterns, and vibrant colors to create dynamic and kinetic effects. So these are the early influences of optical art. So during 19th century optical experiments, scientists like Hermann von Helmholtz and Ewald Heering explored visual perception. So Cubism and Futurism, artists like Pablo Picasso and Umberto Boccioni experimented with geometric form and movement. So Bauhaus, the school emphasis on geometric abstraction and visual perception, laid groundwork of OP art. So this is Hermann von Helmholtz, is a German psychologist and physicist who wrote treatises on psychological optics. During 1867, he exploring color vision, perception, and optical illusion. So the second artist is Ewald Heering. He is the German psychologist who discovered optical color processing during 1878 and wrote the outlines of a theory of the light sense during the year of 1878. So the third artist is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He is a German philosopher and naturalist who published Theory of Colors during 1810, influencing color theory. So the fourth is Cubism and Futurism. So this artist is Pablo Picasso, so Spanish artist who pioneered Cubism, fragmenting objects into geometric forms. So this is Umberto Boccioni, is an Italian futurist artist known for dynamic sculptures like the City Rises during the year of 1910. So this is Gino Soverini, the Italian futurist painter, exploring movement and color works like The Red Dancer during the year of 1914. So this artist named Kazimir Malevich, he is a Russian artist, founder of suprematism and emphasizing geometric forms. So this is Walter Gropius, is a German architect, founder of Bauhaus during 1919 and 1933. This artist named Laszlo Moholy. He is a Hungarian artist taught at Bauhaus. He exploring light, space, and movement. So this artist, Joseph Albers, he is a German artist, educator, and color theorist, influential in OP art development. So this artist named Georgi Kipps is a Hungarian-American artist, explored visual perception and kinetic air.
And now, we will proceed to the history of optical art. Optical art in modern architecture is mostly painting with enamel paint on steel by Stefan Knapp and University of Toronto and Poland in 1972. OP art perhaps more closely derives from the constructivist practices of the Bauhaus. This German school, founded by Walter Gropius, stressed the relationship of form and function within a framework of analysis and rationality. Students learn to focus on the overall design or entire composition to present unified works. In this passage, Walter Gropius, siya nagtudlo sa mga estudyante nga mag-focus sa pag-iusa sa forma o gamit sa mga butak, pananitan, kung paghimo ka og lamesa, dili lang mo una-una ang forma pero mag-focus ko ka sa pagka-practical. Mauna, kung lamesa, pinahanglan na komportable gamiton, lig-on o maayo tan-awon. Mauni ang mga principle sa Bauhaus. In this passage, optical art, known for its optical illusions, originated from techniques like tremoloid and anamorphosis. It relates to Gestalt theory and psychology. The movement grew after the Bauhaus closed in 1933, particularly in Chicago and Black Mountain College, driven by Annie and Joseph Albers. One of the examples is one by Bridget Riley. He uses geometric shapes and patterns to create the illusion of movement and depth, challenging the viewer's perception. Optical artists thus manage to exploit various phenomena, writes Popper, the after-image and consecutive movement, like light, interference, the effect of dazzle, ambiguous figures and reversible perspective, successive color, contrast, and chromatic vibration. And its three-dimensional works, different viewpoints, and the superimposition of elements in space. 1995, for the exhibition Movements of the Denis Rene Gallery in Paris, Victor Vasarely and Pontus Hotel promoted in the Yellow Manifesto some kinetic expressions based on optical and luminous phenomena as well as painting illusionism. The expression kinetic art in this modern form first appeared at the Museum für Gestaltung of Zurich in 1960 and found its major developments in the 1960s. In most European countries, it generally includes the form of optical art that mainly makes use of optical illusions, like OP art as well as art based on movement represented by Jakob Agar. Manifesto appealed to the direct participation of the public with an influence on its behavior, notably through the use of interactive labyrinths. So, ato daw 1955, Victor Vasarely ug si Pontus Hotel introduce nila ang new style of art called kinetic art in their Yellow Manifesto. Kani nga style shown at the Denis Rene Gallery dito sa Paris nagka-focus sa movement, optical illusions, and light effects sa painting